What's up, guys, girls? How's everybody doing today? Rolling back again with another video. Today, we are going to go through continuing on with filters that I wouldn't buy again. Oh, yeah. I've tried quite a few filters last year, all the way up to November. Some of them lasted 10,000 miles, a few of them were 5,000, and I pushed all of them. I kept pushing it to that 10,000 mark. Some of them came out, you know, caked up with dirt, oil, contaminant to be expected. Some of them looked like they got destroyed. But they all listed to be 10,000 miles or more. I don't get. Let's just get into it. Now, this little ditty, we talked about this one already. This is the Fram TG. It's decent, but there's better filters out there. You got Mobile One, you got the Fram Ultra, the Fram Titanium, Purelator, you got the Wix, and a couple of other ones. But then there are some that make this inadequate filter look good. Let's discuss. Fram Ultra, synthetic blend. It has a wire backing to give it more strength, rigidity, so it won't collapse. And as you can see, it really hasn't collapsed. That's a good thing. However, from my research, the Mobile One filter also is a pretty decent filter as far as withstanding the pressures of engine life, and it does not have a wire backing. So, if I had to choose between a Mobile One filter and a Fram filter, it definitely would not be this one. The TG, I don't recommend that one. Nope, not at all. The Mobile One and the Fram Ultra are both good filters. So the question is, can you get something better for the same price? Maybe a little bit. What are you willing to pay for a good filter? Really? What are you willing to pay for a good filter? So, MicroGuard. What can I say about the MicroGuard filter? MicroGuard filter is crap, in my opinion. This filter didn't even last 5,000 miles. And I tried, people. I really tried. I pushed this filter. I pushed it. I purposely left dirty oil in my engine, and I ran it, changed the oil filter, didn't change the oil, And I ran it, and was the result. I get up one morning, I go to crank it up, it act like it don't want to start. I wait a few minutes, crank it up again, it cranks up, but it's loud ticking, like it's not getting no oil. What the heck is that all about? So of course I researched it later on, come to find out, one of the first stops from the oil pan is the oil filter. Okay, so the oil has to travel through the oil filter before it can get up into the engine. Like I said, I pushed this filter and it did not perform well. Now, some might say, well, you didn't change your oil, so what did you expect? Well, that's the whole point of the experiment, to see if you don't change your oil when you're supposed to, how long will that filter last? And it did not last long. Let me tell you. About 400 miles? And then it just collapsed. Wouldn't go no further. When I was changing the oil, like I was supposed to, my only problem was the oil itself was not suitable for my vehicle. I kept burning through a quart of oil, so I had to switch. Then got better oil filters, and I had to switch again. But we'll talk about oil brands in a later video. Right now, we're talking about how much pressure can an oil filter take. This has no screen, hardened plastic, but as you can tell, it just started to collapse. These two in the back, I used those earlier, before the oil got extra dirty. And they didn't even come out that bad. Some people might say, well, that was when you was changing your oil on a regular basis, so you can't really count that. Oh, you're correct. However, I have other filters that I've installed after this one that didn't come out quite as good. In fact, the same thing, if not worse. So, the Fram Ultra filter is a good buy. It's got the reinforced wire mesh backing, and as you can see, it is still in one piece for the most part. Good filter. I like it. The Mobile One filter. Mobile One, no wire backing whatsoever, as you can see. And it too is in pretty decent condition. Both of these filters lasted 10,000 miles. I couldn't even get to 4,000 miles with the MicroGuard Select. Not even. And now this is the Fram titanium filter. It's got all kinds of dirt, debris, contaminants caked up. I ran this on the same dirty oil. In fact, By that time, the oil was even dirtier. Even dirtier. This has a wire backing, as you can see. Yeah. Wire backing. It's a little thicker. But as far as collapsing, it almost reminds me of the Mobile One filter. You tell me. This barely made it to 4,000. That made it, excuse me, a whole 10,000. Well, I shouldn't say 10,000. Came close, but no cigar. Same dirty oil. And it just, I pushed it. Once it got to the stress point where the engine started knocking, wasn't getting no oil, I changed it. Nah. Bad choice. Bad choice on my part, especially when you're dealing with a 2.4 Ecotech engine. It's already got its shares of problems. I don't need to make it any worse. So, that being said, my next filter on the block was a Purolator 1. I wanted to get the Purolator Boss, but they didn't have the 20,000 miles. They only had the 15, and I didn't want the 15. I wanted the 20. So I ended up getting this one. Okay. Purolator, 10,000 miles. I can tell you now, it didn't make it to 10,000 miles. If you thought the microguard was bad, this one is not too far off from the microguard. In fact, let me pull that microguard off and we'll compare. The microguard. Let's see, what's the worst side? Probably could be that side or the one with this. Yes. Oh, now I can say one thing. The Purolator 1 at 10,000 miles did not make it to 10,000 miles, but the pleats, even though it started to collapse, they lasted longer than the microguard. So I would say the Purolator 1 is a better quality filter than the microguard. I'm not buying microguard again. I suggest you don't either. So, microguard select Purolator 1 and the Fram Titanium. Out of the three, I would probably choose the Fram, then the Purolator, and it just ain't no way I'm getting another microguard. I'd rather get the Mobile One before I get the microguard. I mean, it just makes sense. Well, we've concluded another episode of Oil Filters Not to Get. Stay tuned for more content. Leave your comments below, and I'll see you out on the road.